Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I have an instructive game to share with you from the 2013 Candidates Tournament. On the white end, Magnus Carlsen playing against Boris Gelfand. We have a Sicilian defense, Rossolimo Attack, e6, castles, and now if black questions the bishop while this knight is not defended by a piece, white will take and saddle black with doubled c-pawns. Black first connects knights and is now ready to question the bishop. White is no longer interested in meeting a6 with this capture, so he puts himself in position to go elsewhere. White is timely on this move 5. Rook e1 is not just about centralizing a piece. f1 is now vacant so that the bishop can go back home. Its other options weren't appealing. Unstable, obstructs the center pawn, obstructs pieces. d5, e takes d, knight recaptures, the bishop is ready to play. Carlsen plays in the center. Move 8, d4, what are some of your thoughts when you see this move? Feel free to pause the video, give it 30 seconds. Okay, I'll just be noting a few things for right now, and in a few moves, I'll be highlighting what I think the big picture idea is behind this advance. So some things you may say, there's tension between the pawns and there's an intersection square on d4. Two defenders, two attackers. You may say white's trying to make things dynamic, open things up while his king is cozy and black's is in the center. And one last note, for now at least. This particular pawn exchange is inevitable. Let's get a few more moves in. The knight retreats so that the queen increases the pressure on d4. Neither side is so quick to release this tension. Each side wants one another to initiate the exchange so that they can recapture and improve a piece. In comes bishop e3. More pressure on c5. White's not concerned about knight d5 or knight g4 bothering the bishop. A fine reply, a good reply in both cases is bishop g5. In this game we have c takes d, knight recapture. White has just improved a hair. Black puts himself in position to do similar, should white take on c6. Here we are on this move 11. I wonder if you can spot Carlsen's next move. What move would you play here? What do you consider to be a healthy move? Feel free to pause the video. Okay, an additional note behind move 8, d4, is that Carlsen was creating a queenside majority. We're working here with a 3 versus 2. He is not developing his queen knight to c3. He's taking into account this majority on this move 11. c4. It's in motion. A big square is taken away from the king knight. And next up, he's ready to tuck the knight right behind. If you're looking for a game that does an excellent job of highlighting a 3-2 queenside majority, this is the one to have a closer look at. Really an excellent game. We continue. Knight takes knight. Bishop takes knight. Bishop c6. Getting the minor pieces out. Prep work for the majority. Denied. a5. Queen d3. New square for the queen rook. Also, white's looking to coordinate with the most menacing white piece. And that is this bishop on d4, the one that points towards the heart of the kingside structure. Right around the corner, queen g3. Castles, rook a to d1, queen c7, bishop e5. Queen b6, queen g3. The b pawn, poison. In the game, it is rook f to d8. If queen takes b2, we would have knight d5. Too many problems to solve. No good reply here. All right. Rook f to d8 in this game. The reply, rook takes rook. Bishop c7 is not a good idea. Going for this imbalance. It prefers black. 2 rooks outweighing the queen. Black has good coordination. That's the main thing you would look at in going for such an imbalance, being down the queen. Okay. First, we have the rook exchange. That variation I just highlighted helps us to understand why black does not recapture with the rook here. Bishop c7 would hit. In this game, it is queen takes rook. Carlsen gets to the open file, the only open file. And this is where black now goes wrong. In the game, queen b6 is played. Very easy, I would say, to go wrong. That seems very natural. What is considered best? Queen f8. Safeguarding g7. And this frees up the knight. Ways to improve from here. h6, rook to d8. Calls it around even. Now, with queen b6, watch these next few moves closely. These next few moves allow Carlsen to advance his queenside majority. First, bishop d4, the queen better not go to the d file. Bishop takes knight. Queen's in trouble. She moves forward. This is really the best that black can do in this position. Queen b3 seems like she's cozy there for the moment, but not quite. Rook d3, immediately questioning the queen. The knight is ready to jump. We have 2 pawns that are both poisoned. They're both indirectly defended. We know what happens on queen takes b2. What's happening in this position if queen takes c4? In the game, the queen goes to c2. If queen takes c4 here, white can take on f6. And after the recapture, there's a check. And there goes the queen. So, queen c2. Now we get to advance the majority. b4. These last 2 moves, bishop d4 and rook d3, have pulled the queen away from controlling this b4 advance. b4 is available. You cannot take twice. A takes b, A takes b. Don't take on b4. You're going to lose the knight. Before Carlsen played b4, you really do have to factor some things in here, because yes, you are getting your majority going. You're now working with a 2-1, but at the same time you have activated this rook. Are you okay with doing this? Also, are you okay with these last moves, bishop d4, rook d3, inviting the queen this deep in your house? Black cannot follow up by putting the rook on the first rank here. This is something that had to be weighed before playing b4. Why is rook a1 not a good move here? He can capture on f6. This is one reason why. He can capture on f6, and after the recapture, there's a back rank problem. Mate soon enough. So the black rook has a responsibility. The bishop has a responsibility. Where do we go from here? It is knight h5. Now, this next sequence, you have to see a few moves ahead. Carlsen saw that after queen e5, bishop f6, queen takes knight, bishop takes bishop, rook takes bishop, and queen takes knight, he saw that in this position he has a very good move. How would you react to this position here? How would you react to this threat on the rook? Feel free to pause the video. All right. Are any of you tempted by action on the king side? When the bishop and queen was coordinated there, are we still focused on the king side? Rook h4, is that a good way to go? Computer says no. You could go with h6. You could even ignore the threat even. It says, be fine giving up this pawn and run away here. This goes nowhere if you form a battery on the h-file. What is absolute best? The one that keeps white in a winning position. Queen a5. Forget about the king side. There's a back rank weakness, and queen a5 takes advantage of it. We're not moving with the rook. We're attacking an unprotected piece and saying, I dare you. Take my queen, and it's going to be mate in 2. So this forces the rook off of the open file, and it has to crawl up into a ball. And now the queen is planted on b6. White's position is excellent. Look at the coordination. Better rook, better queen. Everything is defended. The queen is in white's house, but not coordinated with any other black piece. All right, where do we go from here? e5. It does suggest rook to d8. In this game, it's rook d1. A flight square is produced. b5, the majority continues to roll. And the follow-up here, Carlsen puts the queen on f6, and this renews back rank mating ideas. He takes away that flight square from black. What is considered better is to get a flight square in and then put the queen on c7. It suggests keeping an eye on these 2 pawns and next looking to advance with c5. So some advantage, bit of an advantage is given away here with this move, as appealing as it looks, planting the queen in this hole on f6. From here, h5, h4, each side, well, white has a flight square now. Black has an additional flight square. Bishop f5, rook d5, the e-pawn falls. But black now has good pieces all of a sudden. The bishop is on e6, and the rook is able to activate right around the corner for black. We have this increased pressure on the pinned bishop. How to get out of this pin? Retreat, queen e2. Next up, there's rook to d1. Black does not have time to form a battery on the back rank. If rook a1 in this position, there would follow rook check, king h7, and queen e5. White can afford to give up this bishop with check, because in this position right here, there's no good way to get at the king. This check is covered by the queen, and there's a big problem on h8. This bishop does not help defend against this threat. f6, there's queen c7, leading to mate in a couple. So, not so fast, rook. Instead, we have king h7. This now gives white time to unpin the bishop. Now that it's unpinned, the queen gets back on the offensive. Targets the b-pawn. And in this position, rook a1 is played. And from here on out, it's considered winning for white. The only move to stay in the game, apparently not very human at all, is rook a7. Now, if you play rook a7, you have to know you could be kicked. Computer says this is still evenish. Or white just has a small advantage. With rook a2, queen takes b7, rook b2, and now there are these ideas of bishop g4, and if the rook leaves the back rank, black gets there, and if the rook leaves defensive d4, the queen could go here, targeting f2. Not at all easy to see a variation like this. Okay, in this one it is rook a1. We get a rook exchange, and from here, some calculation. We first get going with the pawns, and after queen c3, he can take on b2. Black is going to win this bishop, but these pawns are very dangerous. We have queen e1. This stops the queen from getting to e4. If the queen could get to e4, that would stop bishop c4. So we got a pin and defense of e4. He continues to advance. If some pin like this is here, black simply gets out of it. Queen b1, and then next up, bishop c4. Soon this bishop will be tracked. In the game, it is b6. He advances the more dangerous passed pawn. I consider the b pawn more dangerous because this promotion square, a dark square, this guy cannot defend that promotion square. So this is the faster pawn. From here, bishop c4. He has it all calculated. Queen f3. He is okay losing a piece with check because these guys are just too good. Queen b1, b7, queen b5, c6, bishop d5, and just one more move. Queen g3. Black resigns. Everything is covered. g2, even if there was coordinated pressure on that, no problem. Queen's covering. Everything is glued together. King is cozy. Queen from g3 supports. b8 equals queen next. No good reply here for black. What did you think of this one? Anyhow, feel free, as usual, to leave any feedback to this video in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe took a thing or two away. That's all for now. Take care. Bye.